Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and so I am starting a new journal, and it's using my reason for the season. And so I've already gotten the 2 signatures started and ready to go. I just want to make some ephemera for this while I'm waiting for some bookbinder's cloth and stuff like that, because this old book's spine is just like almost see-through on the sides. So I'll be reinforcing it from the inside, and then I'll probably be covering it as well because I don't want it to say the razor's edge for this journal, and I'll be covering this part. But I think I'm going to keep, I just like all this old like wear and tear on this book. So we're going to keep that, but it needs work. And I got signatures ready, like I said, and I made this little pocket with some vellum or transparency paper that has Medieval Mirage printed on it, so you can see the graph paper through there, and that's one of the angels from my reason for the season. Just some music. This is a 3x5 card that has been avocado dyed, and I just cut, you know, this portion out with my die cut. And I made a tag. This is in my reason for the season digi. That's what this paper is in the background. There's an old doily, well, a coffee dyed doily, it's not old. Avocado dyed music paper, and then the back, this is reason for the season. This is a little Medieval Mirage, and then just some old lace and fabric. So that goes in there. And then this is one of those little cards I got from Gail for the Postal Service, to help them learn, you know, where places were and things like that. Anyway, it was like Roseland or something like that, but I just left the rose, and I put a little journaling spot on the back, so that's what that is. And that's my paper and Rachel at Roxy Creations. And then this little thing that we made last time I was with you guys, I finished it, and I instead of gluing it down, because I was going to glue it down like this and have it open like this, I didn't like these 2 pictures together, just because, you know, it's not very much variety. So I decided to have it go this way instead, and it can just hook on a page. So really it could be either way. And then on the inside, you've got a place to write here and here. So that's what I decided. I left the tags still the same. So that just goes on there like that, with a copper colored, or rose colored paper clip. And most of it's just, you know, papers that haven't had anything done to them yet because I haven't got there. And this is one of Denise at Wonder Bar Crafts avocado dyed guest checks with the polka dots on it, and I just liked it, and so I just glued it down on this so that you could write here, and then just glued one of my roses from Reason for the Season. And let's see, this is the second signature. I'm just trying to see if I did anything in this one. I don't, oh, yep, I did this pocket, and it's also got some of the transparency paper. This is actually my 1893 digi with a rose, and there's writing and stuff, so you can see whatever you put in that pocket, like that. So yeah, that's just a piece of book page that I've torn into a square. It's like this kind, and added music, and he is so precious. This is Medieval Mirage. This is my reason for the season paper, some lace, and then this is from my reason for the season. So I need a card in there, so I guess we could just go ahead and do this one. And then I have another something back here that I was going to work on. So let's go ahead and do a journaling card. So if you have something you're working on, you can go ahead and get that out while I work on this. And I don't have a lot exciting happening. It's been fairly uneventful the last few days. We had my sister's just a little birthday dinner for her yesterday. That was fun to see her and my niece. So yeah, she always, her birthday is always very close to Thanksgiving. So I mean, it's kind of cool, but at the same time, I think I mentioned she's not crazy about turkey dinner, so it's not that cool unless you really like it. So anyway, we had some good soup. It was mushroom, wild rice, and chicken. I made that and it turned out good. I just ripped that corner off because I wanted this fairly big for that spot. I guess if I add other paper, you probably won't really know. Let me see, where's that? Yeah, I don't want it really shorter because then you won't even be able to see it. I could do a tall one using one of these. Yeah, maybe I'll do that instead. Sorry. Change plans. I need to back this because I want it thicker. It looks great on the back and is great for writing on. It's just that it's not as sturdy as I would like it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and back it with this. Just like to give it a little more body, I guess. And it's kind of, you know, wavy from dyeing it. I could iron it, but I don't iron paper. That's just taking it too far. Hate ironing. I iron my husband's shirts for work, and that's enough ironing for me. The other good thing about doing that is it keeps these perforated parts from coming off if you glue them down to another piece of paper, so they don't just fall off eventually. And this isn't going to make it super thick because this is that Manila Kids drawing paper, but it'll help a little bit. I hope you guys all had a good weekend. It was very nice, and I've calmed down about the COPPA thing because I found out, thanks to Kim, thank you Kim, that there is a stipulation for family-friendly or kind of generalized theme videos that don't really fit into either kid or non-kid category. But I will say that my videos are not made for kids because I use sharp scissors and glues that could be toxic and inks that could be toxic and things like that. But with that said, I think that what the FTC actually has down is going to save those people that have videos that are either or kid friendly or adult friendly, general audience. So that was awesome to hear. And I can't remember the guy's name right now, but he's one of the lawyers that's been on a lot. I'll try to remember to put his name in my description box so you guys can go check it out if you want to. But I guess that stipulation was in the law all along, and YouTube just chose not to share that part of it with us. They were forcing us to choose one or the other, and it's not that way in the law. So, good news for us, but that wasn't very great of YouTube in my opinion. Alright, so what do we want? I have all these little things. This is from that book that I got on Amazon that had all the Christmas stuff in it. I thought it might be fun to use something out of here. She would be cute. I like that angel. Kind of want to stick with the sort of angel theme since, you know, we're using those angels. And these are thin as well. But let's see, what else could we put on there? This is Medieval Mirage. I like this flower right here. Her papers go really well with this digi, and I think I'm using, in fact I know I'm using, the Medieval Odyssey Volume 1. I was starting to relax more about the whole COPPA thing anyway, because it just was like too out of control. I figured I don't know how they would ever prove that you were maliciously trying to attract kids unless, you know, obviously you were with a bunch of cartoon stuff and everything. But with the whole crafting thing, I mean, it's just sort of a general thing, a general audience thing, and I just figured there had to be some kind of, you know, if you had to get a lawyer and stuff, I doubt that fine would stand, in my opinion. But I mean, I'm not a lawyer, clearly, so. There was just too much gray area. It wasn't clear enough. So I just want to go around this and rough up the edges because it's way too flat, because it's kind of a thin, almost like a magazine paper. And I don't want it to be like that. In fact, I think I'm even going to tear off this corner. But I may still end up changing my name, I'm not sure, on my channel, and changing at least my logo. Do I like that, or could put a little bit of fabric or something? Let's see, where are my, I don't know where my pinking shears are. Oh, it's not a surprise at this point. Hold on, I'm going to check for something else. This would be kind of pretty too. It's eyelet, but it's got the pink in it. It's a little bit more pink though than this. Has a little more peach. Yeah, I don't like that. Thought I would, but I don't. Sorry about that. Just got these. This gold's kind of pretty. What's that? This you can see like a design of whatever I had laying on there. Kind of think this might be neat. Frays really well. All right, let's see. I like that. Sorry, all those strings everywhere. Alright, let's get that glued down. Just got my gluing book. So the kids and I are off this week. That's kind of nice. Be able to get food cooked and all that fun stuff. Sounds like some of you have some great Thanksgiving traditions. with different foods and things. Okay, I think I'll put that down next. I'm going to try to just put it on the glue on the fabric, and I'll probably stitch around it too, so it goes right through. Put some ink around this. This I just found online on, I think it was New York Public Library, one of their postcards. I just cut it out of it, blew it up and cut it out. Okay. Put her down first. Got glue everywhere already. Okay, so I think that's good. I'm going to stitch around it. I think that will make that a good card. I'm not going to stick it in that pocket yet because I want it to dry a little. That fabric is super sticky. I also wanted to do a corner pocket, and I thought the other day, and I have no idea this could have been done. I just thought of it, but I don't know. This was an envelope, and I just sealed it. You can see there's the envelope flap right there. I sealed it down, and then I just cut it from one corner to the other. So it makes a nice diagonal pocket, and then you have two that are the same size. If you wanted to use them like this, you just have to obviously cover this, or you can use this someplace else on a page this same direction. So I thought that was kind of fun, just something a little bit different. Like I said, I'm sure it's been done, but I just hadn't seen it. That's kind of the problem at this point. A lot of it's already been done, or it's so obvious that you just didn't think of it. I don't know. It seems like it's those two things. So anyway, I think I'm going to go this page. I'm not totally sure, but let's get it decorated regardless. Not sure what I want to put on it. I wonder if yeah, one of these won't fit, but I could just use like a portion. But you won't get like any of the rows or anything that way. These little guys at work, I feel like I've used them a lot though. But yeah, part of his hand will get cut off. And that won't work at all. I think we'll just put some, I will just use some Medieval Mirage on it. This one is pretty. And then I can put something over the top. I think that'll be the easier way of doing it. So let's see. Just go from this corner. And I will tear it out so that I've got that edge. This is probably going to be the hard one. I should have probably done this one first. didn't get that all the way, so I'm just going to snip it. Oh, that was the top. Oh, that's right. I was like, duh, that's upside down. It's not. That works. Just have to get everything inked. Sorry, I don't have much to talk about today. I think I would after all weekend, but I guess we kind of didn't do a ton this weekend, so it was a nice, quiet weekend, which I love. Did do a few things, but nothing really to speak of. All right, a little bit more right here. Yeah, so that COPPA thing, I guess, or COPPA, how do you say it? I guess that was all a bunch of worry over nothing. I kind of felt like that was just way too vague to stand, but hopefully they'll just make it clearer, and then, you know, it'll be easier for people to follow the guidelines. It was a little too, trying to be too black and white, and that wasn't working. I don't want to glue that shut at all. All right, what else should we put on there? I like this image. Would be pretty. I could cut that down just a little bit. It really doesn't even need the gray, but I'll just trim it down a touch and ink it. There is writing on that bottom part, but you can't read it, especially when it's this size. Even with my glasses on, I can't tell what it says. I think it's in a different language too. I think it's in Italian, but still. I use my brush on the rose because it's just easier to get in all these little divots. See, it works really good when you've got all those little spots. I mean, the inker won't fit in there. Okay. Sometimes I even like to brush it a little on the picture, especially when it's this gray, just to kind of warm it up a little bit. Seems to help. Just stuck my fingers in there. No, it needs to be in front. Alright, something like that. That was an easy one. It doesn't happen very often. Didn't want to let go. A little bit. Got a little inky there. Oh darn, I don't like it when it does that. Still. I don't want to rub too much because it'll, you know, mess it up. Okay, I think that's all right. I'm going to fold this so I don't do it again to the picture. Alright, so there's that, and then we're going to need something to go in that pocket as well. There's got multiple pockets here. That would work, but we have that other little one, this one. I was thinking she would be pretty on there. And I also have this little card that I showed you guys the other day that can tuck in there. Could either go that way or you could just have it like that. That would be pretty. Let's go ahead and do this one because if all else fails I can use it somewhere. How long have we been? 27? That's not too bad. Figure out what I was doing there for a minute. Let's see, got all kinds of junk just sitting here, so I'm going through to figure out what I want to use. I think on the back of that it would be fun to use one of these little tiny ledger pages. Even if it's a little small, it'll look kind of neat. Take this off anyway, just because I don't want the name and everything on there. I'm just going to take a tiny bit off this other edge so it matches the torn edge. A tiny bit off the bottom. Oh, I can't remember who asked me, but she wanted to see the other side of this ruler, what the tear looks like on it, and I keep forgetting. I try to remember before every video, and then once I get into the video I forget. So I'm going to show you right now because I actually remembered. So hopefully she's watching and hasn't given up on me and left, which is possible because it was a while ago, and like I said, I can't remember, so I apologize. Your name. But so this is the side I always use. This side is much more obviously wavy, but you have to really kind of do it slow and come into it, like tear that way towards it, and it still doesn't come out perfect, but it kind of gives you a much more jagged edge than this side. So you can see that's two different tears on the same ruler. That's crazy. This is fun for like Halloween and stuff, I think, or you know, where you want it more exaggerated than we might normally want it. Finally remember to do that. I always remember after something. Or before, but then I forget once I start. Because I just get in the zone. Yeah, that'll work good. On there, not super exciting, but you know, good place to write. Alright, what do we want to put under? Now I'm back to that again. I think I want to use this part of this. It'll look good with that. I'm going to tear this edge first. Tear the top a little bit. Oh, way too big. I thought I had it, but I obviously did not because I didn't measure. Try to figure out the length at least. Take a little bit off of this side. Got it nice and straight. I just didn't take enough off. Go there. Let's see if I have any of these words. I can't remember. It seemed like I had some that were like, there's nativity scene, manger scene. Not that I'd really, I guess that would work for nativity scene. There's donkeys and Joseph and Mary and Jesus and everybody, so I guess that'll work. Trying to find my scissors to cut this out. My goodness. I've got everything so jammed in here you can't even get anything out. I'm trying to remember to use these, because otherwise Christmas will be over and I'll still have all these little things, which won't be very helpful. I'm going to trim this a little bit, but I'm going to use my trimmer because I can see that I did not cut that very straight, because I'm good at that, because I don't need all this dark down here at the bottom. So not necessary. I love all these cute little cherubs though, they're adorable that are on this one. Take a tiny bit off of here. And this idea was thanks to Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. I saw that on her channel. She was putting little words from books on, you know, just some kind of background paper and then uses them to like this. So I thought that was a great idea because when you're in the midst of it and then you got to find the word and I don't know, it just, you're like, never mind. Forget it. Oh, that's kind of cool. Heaven came down. Maybe I can like, let's see. I want this more torn. Need that much of it, do I? No. Use this for something else. Because all these angels are coming down. It's kind of cool. And it needs a little something else down here. I think lace. Oh yeah, I don't really like cover all that up though. Maybe if I come down more. I can still put the lace on there. A little bit more off the bottom of this. I don't want to leave a bunch hanging off of there because it's going to be in and out of a pocket, so That makes it a little bit tricky. Yeah, I think that's how it'll go. Alright, I'm going to use art glitter glue just to make sure this stays down because of the lace under it. Ah, that was good, right on top of the picture. Seriously. Just use some of this glue. Lace isn't wanting to sit down. And I need a wipe. Okay. So I think I'll probably just use a piece of fabric, and I'm not sure exactly what right now, but anyway, up here at the top. And I'll stitch around that. And that will be that one. So we got done this one and the half an envelope, which, where did I put it? It's right here. So this is the one I think I'm going to put inside of this when it's all said and done. So that'll get stitched on there. I'll find something to stitch up here. This one's done, and there's that. And that'll just get glued right directly onto the page. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll chat again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.